Hello everyone, it is me, Train, and today we can finally move on to the Gus episodes because no one was voting for Gus. But now he wins by default. Hooray! So for this video, we're turning Amity into Willow and Willow into Gus. So first off, I am doing Willow in the role of Gus, and today, and when I was filming this, I was using a different recording software, so hopefully we don't have any more of what happened in the last video. This swap is one of the more simpler to explain ones, so I'll probably have less to say during this one. I'm sorry if that's annoying, but her general premise is that she's a skilled plant witch, but the plant track is looked down upon, like it seemingly is in the show, since there's better opportunities in the Abomination track, and it's kind of based off that one cut episode that you can probably find online if you look it up. It's like something about, like, anyways, it's about this tree, and there's this holiday called Abergeist. I might actually bring that one back, except I'm not really making this, but like you can pretend an equivalent exists or something. I don't know. Anyway, so basically the plant coven was like, not the plant witches were like, hey, don't cut down that tree, and then they didn't. The Emperor's Coven didn't like that they said, hey, don't cut that tree down and stuff, and then they helped like Ida and Luce and stuff. So yeah, basically that's why they don't like plant witches. They like, because the Empire it destroys a lot of the land and the resources, and plant witches are associated with being annoying and like hippies or something, I don't know. And basically that's where she's underestimated, and given that you've probably watched the show, if you've watched to like season 2B, you should know not to underestimate Willow. Don't. Her Labyrinth Runners breakdown that she has would probably be actually a bit more similar to the For the Future one, where like she cries because she misses her dad's, except she doesn't miss her dad's because that's before she misses her dad's. Anyways, so basically the entire school, instead of being covered in illusion, there's all the plants, and like they're being really annoying plants, and no one can see where they're going because it's absolutely covered in plants. And then like at the end of the episode, they're wrapping herself in the plants accidentally because she's really sad. Yeah, that's what happens near the end of the episode, because she underestimates herself and like thinks that she's bad at things, which is sad, and it won't be sad after, because then she'll be cheered up. Anyways, ignore my rambling. I have no script. Don't actually ignore my rambling. That's probably the reason that you watch these videos, because like I have ideas in my head that I come up with at 4 a.m. while staring at the ceiling just after I've woken up for hours on end. So yeah, please keep watching and listening, and like and subscribe and that YouTube stuff or something. Hooray! I have no idea what I'm doing. Anyway, goodbye. I gave her a green colour scheme because Willow's a plant witch and is associated with green, and the colour that's associated with her will actually be the one she wears in season 1, because that's what happens with Gus, because in her actual season 1 outfit she wears orange and yellow, which I don't think anyone really thinks of when they think Willow Park. So I gave her this green colour, and she has a very basic design compared to a lot of them, but it didn't really need to be all that complicated. It's just vaguely a mix between her season 1 design and Gus's season 1 design. It has the sleeves that are the slightly like beigeish colour, but it's a bit of a greener beige. The tunic part of the tunic that Gus is wearing is a bit more like a dress, but Willow has Gus's belt and collar thing. The pointy outy bits at the sleeves are more round like Willow's, and the sleeves are also a bit more round like Willow's. Anyways, I gave Willow hair that's like curlier, because when I think of Willow like in season 1, I think her hair is curly. Is her hair actually curly in season 1? Is this one forward facing image trying to make me think that her hair is slightly less curly than I think her hair is? Because like, I'm pretty sure that it's quite curly. I'm gonna go check. So her hair is curly, but it looks curlier from the side than the front for some reason. But I'd give her curly hair anyway to make it look more like her other dad, that she looks less like, because apparently both of the dads are supposed to be her biological dad or something. I don't know if that's true, but everyone keeps saying it. And there we have Willow for the Gus AU, where Gus is Luz and Willow is Gus. And now we move on to Amity, who in this AU takes the role of Willow. And there's actually quite a lot to say about her character, because her character earned their role, and like their family, and Hunter's character and his role and family have kind of started, like, I started thinking of how they're linked together when I was drawing them. Basically, so Amity is being, she was put in the Oracle track, which, because it's the one that her mother's in, and her mother wanted her to be even more like her instead of joining the Abomination track for all its opportunities. So she's not as good at the Oracle track, and she doesn't really enjoy it very much at all. While Hunter has extremely strong Oracle magic depending on the time and stuff. I'll elaborate more into how his magic works in this AU specifically, which is very similar to all the other AUs where he's a witch, but for short, he's the top student, and although they won't really have the altercation at the beginning of the episode, Hunter becomes very, very threatened with the idea of Willow becoming top student, especially after finding out it's from cheating, because they both see each other as kind of having to be enemies, because their parents want them to be. Their parents want them to compete because they want to, try and one up on each other. Both of them are extremely scared of failing and doing badly because they both fear, because their parents are horrible. And by parents for Hunter I just mean Belos, who will be the Adalia type character of the next of the Blight family in this AU, which should be very, 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 very obvious given everything about them. But I actually found these two being in the roles that they are in this AU very good for thinking, very good for ideas. And later on while I was drawing and I remembered that this is Willow and Amity as Gus and Willow, then that reminded me that that it would probably mean that Willow and Amity were childhood friends in this, just like how they were in the show, but this time they somehow ended up being allowed to stay friends, which I think is actually really, really sweet. So they're seriously best friends in the show, best friends, and that makes me happy. I like that Amity has a best friend, and I like that Willow can be friends with Amity, and that will all be very nice. Anyways, as you can see in the design right now, very obviously, Amity has eye bags because she overworks herself and then can't really sleep that much, which is sad. I gave her a reddish color scheme with the main color being red because we don't associate red with Amity or the Oracle track or the Abomination track. So I just wanted to do the Willow rule that I do for a Willow design, where the colors that I use are completely unrelated to the colors actually associated with them in general. But I didn't want to do a bluish color scheme because I've already done that enough times in Hunter, who had a very strong blue-greenish color scheme. So yeah, but I did give Amity her dyed hair, which I haven't done in quite a lot of the AUs, because in this AU she has the pressure from her mother and she's trying to be like her and she's being made to be like her, so it has the same symbolism as in the show. And there we have Willow and Amity. And now I remind you to like and subscribe and all that stuff and leave a comment.